Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be reviewing and testing this Kidde PI9010 dual sensor smoke alarm. This alarm is battery operated, which means you can install it literally anywhere without the hassle of wiring this alarm up. However, the main con of it is you cannot interconnect this alarm with others. This alarm is dual sensor, which I just said, meaning it has both ionization and photoelectric sensors built right in, meaning you will get superior detection from the most common types of fires. Let's take a closer look at this alarm's design. The plastic on this alarm is very, very thick, which I really like about this unit. And if we look at the sensors here, over here, you have your ionization sensor, which is most sensitive for smoke particles from fast flaming fires. This particular ionization sensor has a metal shell, which is very, very good to see, as some cheaper ones are plastic. And over here is your standard photoelectric sensor, which is very nice. And photoelectric sensors are genuinely more sensitive to slow smoldering fires. I do like that this alarm has a easy twist mounting base, so you can easily align your alarm to a desired position. However, you really don't have that much space, but it is okay. Here is the mounting base of the unit. This is a very standard Kidde base for pretty much all of their units. One thing I really like about this mounting base is you have plenty of options to mount this unit, and it also has these optional theft prevention locks, which you have to cut this little piece over here, and then when you attach your alarm to the mounting base, this part will lock onto the mounting base, so you don't need to worry about the smoke alarm being tampered with. If you do activate the theft prevention locks, and if you need to get this alarm and disconnect it from the base to change the battery, just very simply bring this down and then twist it, and this alarm will pop right off. How simple is that? And this alarm has a standard battery door at the back, which opens very easily, allowing you to change the battery. This specific alarm also has this pull tab, which you can easily yank the battery out whenever it's time to replace the battery, which I'll demonstrate really quickly. How easy is that? And this alarm also contains a battery flag, which will make it very difficult to close the battery door with lack of battery. In order to put the new battery in, you have to push this flag and then follow the terminal instructions on the unit, and here you go. That is how to replace the battery in this unit. You don't need to worry about this connector here. Kidde just left that there for some reason. And this connector is mainly there for the hardwired version, which is the PI2010. Which that one has an interconnect feature, while this one doesn't, as it's battery operated, obviously. So yeah, you don't need to worry about this little connector here, as that's strictly for the hardwired version. I do like that this alarm has two vents, although this one's for the horn. This does have two vents and vents at the side, which makes detection so much faster with this unit. And this alarm has two buttons, a test button and a hush button, but do note both of them do act as test and hush buttons. So if you do get confused, this alarm will do the work for you. The test sequence on this alarm is very simple. The test button on this is a simple push and hold to test, which I'll go ahead and demonstrate. And there you have it. That is the alarm's design reviewed. Now we're going to be giving it like an actual test. I'm going to be testing this alarm with canned smoke. I'm not going to be using real smoke, as that's going to be way too dangerous to set up. So yeah, I'm going to be testing this alarm with canned smoke and attach this to the ceiling for the most accurate testing possible. So I'll be right back while I set this up. Here's the testing setup. I have this alarm attached to the ceiling, ready to go. And over here is my can of smoke saber, which I will be using to simulate a real fire emergency. This test will be split in multiple categories as follows. 1 being the number of sprays, and 2, alarm response time. I'm also going to be testing the hush feature on this unit to ensure that the alarm stops sounding when the hush button is pushed. Let's get this test underway. As you just saw, the alarm was able to detect the can't smoke. The alarm operation on this was very good. It detected the can't smoke almost immediately, and it was able to stop sounding shortly after the hush button was pushed. This has been a full review and test of the Kidde PI9010 dual sensor smoke alarm. On a rating scale of 1 being the worst and 10 being the best smoke alarm, I'm going to give this alarm a 10 out of 10. This alarm is fantastic, and it's literally one of the more user-friendly alarms in existence. And detection on it is very, very good, and has a very appealing look, and as I just said, performs very well. So yeah, this alarm is very, very good for a home, and I also recommend this alarm for small commercial settings, such as apartments and hotels. Well, that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you think about this alarm and if you would buy one. And if you want to request any other alarms to be reviewed, let me know in the comments, and if I have that alarm in my collection, I will very gladly review it. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video.